In August 1742, the butter market in Royston, Hertfordshire, was a standard hub of 18th-century commerce, filled with the sounds of livestock and local trade. A group of local workmen were clearing the market floor when they encountered a heavy, buried millstone. It was a mundane obstacle, requiring nothing more than ropes and collective effort to heave it aside. When the heavy stone finally gave way, it revealed a 16-foot shaft plunging vertically into the chalk bedrock. There were no records of a well or a cellar at this location. The workmen were left staring into a silent, artificial void that had been sealed off from the town for centuries. The removal of that stone breached the boundary between the active market above and a deliberate subterranean exile. This diagram shows the geographic significance. The shaft was cut beneath the intersection of Ermine Street and Icknield Way, two of Britain's ancient Roman roads. Beneath the initial shaft, the space opens into a bell-shaped chamber excavated 25 feet into the chalk. At this depth, the chamber is a sensory vacuum. The thick chalk walls dampen the noise of the crossroads above, creating a state of absolute isolation from the surface world. To see within this darkness, the occupants relied on cressets, primitive oil lamps that cast a dim, flickering glow against the white chalk. The architecture reveals a space engineered for total concealment, where the activities within could remain entirely undetected by anyone passing overhead. As the lamplight reaches the lower walls, it reveals a dense network of low-relief medieval carvings and crosses etched directly into the chalk. These figures were once far more vivid than the bare stone seen today, originally hand-painted with bright red and yellow pigments. The carvings depict a specific selection of Christian martyrs, including St. Catherine, identifiable by the spiked wheel used in her execution. Beside her is St. Christopher, the patron of travelers, a logical inclusion for a shrine situated beneath a major ancient crossroads. The walls also feature St. Lawrence, shown with the iron gridiron on which he was martyred by fire. Mixed among these traditional saints are figures that diverge from standard church iconography, including a representation of Jacques de Molay, the final Grand Master of the Knights Templar. The most specific piece of evidence is the carving of two knights riding a single horse, the official seal of the Templar Order. The collection of these specific martyrs, placed alongside emblems of the Templar Order, suggests a sanctuary for a group that needed to encode their presence in the stone. Theories regarding the cave's origin vary. One possibility is that it served as an isolated cell for an Augustinian hermit. Another theory suggests the chamber was a hidden meeting site for early Freemasons, allowing them to gather away from public scrutiny. This timeline marks 1312, when a papal decree forced the disbandment of the Knights Templar. Members were arrested and assets seized. For survivors, continued survival required secrecy. They needed private spaces to maintain traditions and initiate members into their forbidden order. The historical suppression of the order provides a window for the creation of a chamber that prioritizes absolute secrecy and subterranean isolation. Without written records, the true identity of those who carved these chalk walls remains a matter of historical deduction rather than certainty. However, Royston Cave demonstrates that significant historical evidence can exist directly beneath the feet of modern society, hidden by nothing more than a single stone. Whoever occupied this space, the chamber remains a permanent monument to those who were forced to move their worship into the dark. To explore more hidden history buried beneath the landscape, subscribe to the Hidden Britain Archive.